Howdy, folks. I'm Brian,
I'm Amber.
and here's some Saturday morning Reddit, but it's Friday night for me. So let's get started on this storytelling today. This one's kind of outrageous. All right, folks. Our first letter here is titled, "Am I a jerk for calling my fiance delusional and not letting him punish my son?" My fiance is a 40-year-old male, and I'm a 36-year-old female, and we've been together for 2 years. I have 3 kids from my former marriage, 7, 11, and 14. My fiance loves them and treats them as his own, but he constantly complains about certain behaviors and says that the kids lack some form of discipline. I never understood what he meant, but mind you, he's a teacher and he can take this whole discipline thing a bit far. I noticed that he's been doing some tests lately to see how they would act in certain situations. For example, he once left his journal lying around to see if any of my kids would snoop. He also would leave money laying around to see who would touch it. Or even lie saying, "Who wants Skittles?" to see if any of the kids would come downstairs. The recent one that I wasn't aware of until later was yesterday. He told the kids that he lost $1 from his pocket and offered $10 to whoever finds it. The kids began searching for an hour. My 7 and 11-year-olds couldn't find a thing, but my 14-year-old went to my fiance and told him that he found the dollar and gave it to him. My fiance lost it and started yelling, "Ah, gotcha!" And my son was confused. Turns out my fiance didn't lose any money and lied about the dollar to see how the kids would react. My son obviously had failed because he pretended to have found the dollar, but in reality, he took it from his allowance and gave it to my fiance, hoping that he would get the $10. My fiance said that because of my son's dishonesty and greed, he'll punish him by taking away his allowance for the month as well as his electronics being taken away for a week. I got into an argument with him and called him delusional because those mind games were getting ridiculous, and besides, it's not like my son stole anything. He just failed his stupid test, and the kids make mistakes and learn. He still talked about how this is about principles and that he's trying to teach my kids to become decent adults. But I thought that this had gone too far. I refuse to let him punish him now, and he's calling me an enabler, saying that this attitude won't be much help when we get married because it undermines his authority as a parent and enables unacceptable behavior from my kids. He said, and I quote, "I will not tolerate having greedy and dishonest individuals living under my roof." All right, folks. What do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk, but you will be if you marry this man and keep exposing your kids to him. What he's doing is cruel and manipulative.
Yeah, well, these mind games are nothing more than mind games, and they're not even teaching valuable lessons, right? Like hiding $1 and saying, "Oh, haha, I got you," isn't a isn't a valuable lesson because there's no way to know for sure if he didn't just find $1. And plus, something like that can backfire. Like if they do find $1,
Mm-hmm.
then they're not lying, but he's going to assume that they are lying. And it's a terrible lesson to take away. It isn't brilliant. It isn't teaching kids anything. All it's doing is teaching them not to trust him
Mm-hmm.
because at this point in time, those kids should not be trusting anything he says because everything he says is going to be some kind of stupid test, right? So, how are they supposed to know how to pass his tests because these are such arbitrary markers of morality, too, right? Like, snooping on their journal. Sure, they shouldn't snoop on his journals. That's a breach of privacy. But it doesn't even sound like anyone did, right? So he made up another even dumber test to teach them not to steal. And the fact that he's punishing them by taking away all of his electronics and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
this is not even like a punishment that matches a crime of stealing. I wouldn't think, right? So I don't know. I just think the whole thing is absurd, just ridiculous. But I am curious about what you folks have to say about this one. So anyhow, take care, OP, and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber's got some jokes over there.
What did the microwave say to the chef?
The microwave said to the chef, "Please, sir, I want some more." No, no, that's not it.
I can make things hot for you.
Oh, that chef's been spending way too much time in the kitchen. That's all I can say right there. Too much time in the kitchen, chef. Too much time, and I've got Mega Minty. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider giving me a like. And if you didn't, consider giving me a dislike. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you all on the flip side. No, wait, tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.